Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jules and I make videos about topics such as music, makeup, as well as mental health. You may hear dogs behind me because I'm at my partner's house and he has two Goldens, and I'll let you see them if you would like. Ready? There they are. There they are. They've been witnessed. But this video is not about them today, although I know they're going to distract me while I make the video. I checked out Waterparks' new demos, which are Call Me, Beat Me, as well as Talking to Myself. How convenient that I too am talking to myself. So I have seen some of the lore and discourse going on with Waterparks. I don't have Instagram anymore and I'm not on social media a ton, so I haven't kept up with it a lot. But from what I know, because I personally did not really listen to Intellectual Property all that much, Austin Knight, the vocalist of Waterparks, wanted to make a second Intellectual Property, like take the songs, make different versions, add songs. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. Thank you. It wasn't well received by everyone. There were some fans who loved it, but I think Austin took that to heart. Of course, I don't know his life and his story. You can only know so much through a parasocial relationship, of course. And he ended up deciding to just do away with the project altogether. And I assume a reason that people were disappointed was because Waterparks is known for making albums in alphabetical order. So from like A through I, they've already done, and people are kind of waiting for a J album. And yeah, I didn't see more of the discourse. I know like people like Taylor Swift remake albums, and I don't know. It made me wonder if Austin was hoping like maybe he has that significant of a fan base, or that people would understand why he wanted to redo IP and make IP2. But anyways, not only that, but currently Waterparks is independent. They left Madden, their record label, run by Benji and Joel Madden. I can't believe that I'm so old that people are like, who are they? And I'm like, yeah, so good Charlotte. Like, what year is it? Because I'm 33. So obviously I know, and I always thought that was so cool, like that connection there. We don't know why Austin left. We don't know what's going on, but we do know that he talked about it a little bit as he released his two singles. So Call Me Beat Me is one that's already leaked online, which is he is aware of. He also performed Call Me Beat Me at a music festival. And I think it's like a cutesy song. Like the theme of the song from reading the lyrics mostly is just about like really being interested in someone, but knowing you can't just desperately keep reaching out to them. You kind of have to like pull back and take care of yourself, make yourself available for when they're ready to be with you. But I think the lyrics are playful and about him kind of overdoing it, like the lyric about trying to keep 2 weeks worth of a good mood inside of him for the day that this person finally calls him. And maybe Parksies have like way more on the lore of that song than me. I think that song's cute. Personally, I just love everything acoustic, whether it's Waterparks or otherwise. So I did hear the acoustic version of that song first, and I really liked it, just raw and live. I thought it was really just so Austin, you know, but I definitely liked the demo. I will say for some reason, I like Talking to Myself more so far. I have only listened to both songs a couple times, but enough to gather an opinion on each of them. So Austin gave us the information on Talking to Myself, in which he said that Talking to Myself had to do with having writer's block and being home in Houston and going to his childhood bedroom and having a lot of re-experiencing happen of like the time before he was Waterparks or before Waterparks was even big, because they've been around for a very long time, and just being or feeling rather insignificant. And so that's what the song's about. And he was trying to force himself to write by looking at things in his room and then just putting lyrics on them, like albums on my floor, Justin Bieber poster, which are things that are in the song. And that's interesting to me because former therapist here, but there's a somatic experiencing and somatic skill in general that's just called sensing and seeing. So you've probably maybe heard of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 skill if you're in distress, and that doesn't work for everybody, but it's where you find things of all different sensory input like touch, taste, smell, etc. However, there's a lot of regulation that can happen through the eyes, and that would make sense that Austin's like a very visual person. I know he also has ADHD, and I feel like there's just a correlation between a lot of folks who are neurodivergent and are creative in some way. I am not visually gifted. Seeing and sensing is a hard skill for me, but it sounds like it really worked for him and it was grounding for him in a way, but he had a twist to it. So if you were doing seeing and sensing clinically, you would be like, okay, I see my Gator Light bottle. It's pink and it's, you know, rectangle and says Gator Light on it with the G emblem, and it has a lightning bolt symbol going through it, the Gatorade symbol. I'm not good at this because I don't physically see well. If you didn't know, that can be a trauma thing too. So essentially, he put that into a song, and it's called Talking to Myself because he's quite literally talking to himself in the mirror in the song, being in distress, feeling stuck, not feeling good about himself. And I don't know how to read through the song exactly because I don't know how I feel about Austin lately. As a fan who didn't like Intellectual Property that much, didn't return back to it, but loves all the other albums, the EPs, everything. And I know that's hard for Austin because I've seen him say that he feels that every time he makes new music, he's just getting better and better. So people should like his new music the most, like whatever's newest. That's what his fans should like the most. But obviously we're our own people, so we're not going to feel that way. And that's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people like Intellectual Property. I think it has to do with my age. I think that Intellectual Property was very appealing to like Gen Z and the like new wave of like pop and emo blended kind of music that's coming out, like the Black Bear feature that's on it and stuff like that, and artists in that realm. And not that it's all bad. I definitely liked Funeral Grey on that album, but just circling back, I really did like Talking to Myself because it was raw and emotional. But I'm not sure if it's just general to like Austin's self-esteem and equating a lot of that to like how his music does and how people view him as the lead vocalist of Waterparks. But part of me almost feels like, especially because he's comparing himself to Justin Bieber in the song and saying, I'm like taking off Justin's face and putting my own face on it, that maybe as a young person, he had aspirations that Waterparks would get like super big. And as they got more big, he was just hoping they get bigger, 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 and bigger. And while Waterparks is well known and deserves all the credit, and I hope for him that he lives his wildest dreams and gets to be bigger, I don't think things went according to plan in his life and with his career, but I could be totally wrong because I don't know him at all. Maybe things are going to take off from here. So I feel like it was a good song to kind of get at why would he have writer's block and what would be getting in the way. And it sounds like just this younger part of him that felt really insignificant is still within him. Like when we think about parts work and internal family systems therapy, that's a lot of what I see through the song. While that song is repetitive, I like repetitive because I'm autistic. I like rituals, I like stimming, I like saying the same thing over and over. I'm all for it. So I don't have complaints. I know Austin has said that these two songs likely will not be on an album, or he's not sure. I think he's looking for feedback from his audience just because of what happened with IP2. It just seemed like it was really traumatic for him. So I don't know. I would be cool with those two songs on a new album. I would like that, but he's the artist and he gets to choose what he does. I will say, I really miss like the Double Dare era. Entertainment's probably my favorite album by Waterparks, but Double Dare was really good for like incorporating a lot of instrumentation with guitar and drums and everything like that, like having Jeff and Otto be really super included in the band, and I'm sure they still are, and there's always been auto production on Waterparks' music, but I feel like that's been a thing more than usual, and I'm not complaining. As an Owl City fan, I'm all for it. I saw Adam Young in 2009 with a laptop with his little MacBook like playing alone, okay? So I'm completely okay with however people want to do their music, as long as I'm a fan and I like it and I respect that. And I really respect Austin, Otto, and Jeff and John and whoever else and everything that they're doing. And I just want to give some recognition to the work that Austin put in to release these demos. That's pretty brave considering everything that he's been through recently and that goes on in his fan base, especially, I mean, when your fan base is young teenagers can be intense and they do say intense things. I've seen it on Reddit before. And it's tough, you know, it must be tough, but I think he put himself out there, and it's really hard when you've gone through trauma or struggling with shame and self-esteem and doubt to put yourself out there. But it's one of the best things you can do to like gain your confidence back. And that as a musician, of course you take to heart whether people like your music or not, but it's important he likes it. And I'm glad he does. And I feel like making music helps him express things from his heart. So I'm happy for Austin. I'm happy for us fans. I like the songs. What did you think of them? Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought. And Please let me know if you enjoyed the video today. You can feel free to give it a like and subscribe to this channel, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye all. And sneak peek at babies. Babies. Oh, your birdie's face. And codes with his avocado.